because Ragunan Zoo staff is not coming, as their exit permit in the last minute was cancelled by the Jakarta government. So my chairman of the Zoo Association asking me to replace her for the time being, to have a presentation for zoo must focus on the conservation. Only this institution, according to the WASA and Botanical Garden, can operate across the whole spectrum of conservation, which is from the ex situ breeding, threatened species, research, public awareness, public education, influencing, and advocacy, through to in situ support of the species and protect the population and their habitat. Zoo and aquarium attracting 16.5 million visitors in Indonesia. So I hope next time the CISA can collecting all the number of visitors across the CISA member, so we know the number of the visitor in the CISA member zoo. These resources can play important role in raising awareness and fund for conservation action. The growing of population, as we know, destruction of the forests and the illegal logging, change of land use from the protected forest to the plantations, industrial forest, mining, forest fire, and global warming. All these cause a major problem for humans and wildlife conflicts. Many people arguing whether the climate change is really happening. So if it is happening, I think reintroduction and translocation of wildlife becoming more and more important since the habitat fragmentations and climate change shift the boundary of the quality of the habitat. So we can see the climate change. It's really happening. No debate what is the purpose. So we see this wildlife poaching is going on. Tiger being killed. According to the WCS report, every year there are more than 50 cases of conflict between the humans and the tigers. The WWF report, there are more than 20 elephants being killed last year, just 1 year, because of the conflicts. And not less than 25 people lost their life. As they are being killed either by elephants or the tigers. Wildlife and human conflicts sharply increase every year. In fact, zoo can provide their knowledge, skill, and the necessary animal for breeding. They are also able to establish appropriate social group which optimize the chance of successful breeding and rearing and they ensure continued monitoring of the release of animals, which improve the success of the rate of translocation. This is what the Indonesian zoo involved in the translocation of the problem tigers. Zoo can provide their knowledge, skill, and necessary animal for breeding. This is what we use. The Bali Maina project, Komodo dragons in Surabaya Zoo, and breeding all kinds of these animals. It's also necessary to encourage local community living in the regions to participate in the conservation program in order to optimize the chance of success. Without sustainable use of our resources, improvement will not be achieved. During a survey done by Indonesian Zoological Park Association and the government of Indonesia, ornithology, in 2004 and 2005, in 1 year, there were only 5 Bali Myna left in the nature habitat in Bali Barat National. Only 5. So Bali Myna conservations have been declared as endangered species by the IUCN since 1970. At that time, a lot of NGOs, international NGOs, helping for the survival of the Bali Myna. At that time, it was 140 animals and 140 birds living in their habitat. Between 1986 to 2001, the international NGOs brought back all the birds they bred and tried to release it in the wild, which is in Bali Barat National Park. But as you know, until 2005, there are only 5 birds left. The project failed, and the international conservation groups withdrew because they have been doing so long. Nothing happened. The problem is the demand of birds in the black market is so high. As you know, people in Indonesia, especially Javanese, they love to have the bird in their house. They keep the birds in their house. Poaching cannot be avoided in the national parks. So what happened is PKBSI, which is Indonesia Zoological Society, and we work together with all the zoos between Indonesia and also the Yokohama Research and Research Center in Yokohama, work together, try to bring the Bali Myna. Then we ask the government to have a provision to involve the public, private breeder also to bring the Bali Myna. So we use this kind of program to increase the population, exit the population of Bali Myna, which is in Indonesia. So in 2 years' time, can you believe it? In 2 years' time, now we have more than 1,000 birds in ex-situ, which is a private breeder, private owner, and zoos. In Surabaya Zoo itself, they got 146 birds. In Taman Safari, Bogor itself, it got 73 birds. So altogether with private collections, we have more than 1,000 birds. So zoo can also release some of the birds. So we released some of the birds since 2007. We let the private breeder to flow the market. So the price is going down. So nobody wants to steal it from the national park anymore. So we release it for the last 2 years. Now we have 67 birds in Bali Barat National Park. This is the Bali Barat National Park. It's more habitats. The habitat of Bali Barat. See, this is we established a Bali Myna Conservation Society, including zoo associations, private breeders, and the government, as well as Indonesia Research Center, which is DB. So we released the bird. We can see the bird flying free now in Bali Barat National Park. We got 67 of them. Zoo can also help and rescue the problem frog. It's also we done and released it, translocated in the beta facility as beta habitat. This is what you all have heard about the tiger release we done since 2007. This is from Aceh, where we confiscated 7 tigers, but 2 being killed by the villages. It's all the problem tigers is the tiger that come to the village, poaching, hunting and kill all the livestock as well as the humans. So this is what the zoo can help. So we move the tigers 1,900 kilometers by flying the Hercules airplane, and then everyone is tired on the plane, 2.5 hour flight. So we can see we move from the North Sumatra until the South Sumatra. And we have to change the small plane to go to the national park as well. So here we can see from the big plane, we move to the small plane. So we put the signboard and we release the tigers. So this is the 5 tigers that we released. So we got all the GPS colors so we can track the tigers, where they go. This is the recent tigers that being released. We start releasing the tiger from here. The tiger goes 22 kilometers up and down. Normally until 3 to 4 months they settle. When they settle, the female range is around 30 to 45 square kilometers, and the male is much bigger than that. Experience gained in wildlife reintroduction program can be transferred to translocation program, since the latter can help to reduce the conflict between humans and the wildlife. At the end, we can save the species and their habitat as well. Thank you.